Early Wynn Jr. was raised in Hartford, Alabama, a rural part of southeast Alabama near the Florida Panhandle. He showed up at a Washington Senators tryout camp in bib overalls, but Clyde Milan liked his fastball, and they signed Early Wynn in 1937. It was not until 1942 that Early was able to establish himself in the major leagues, and he had a tough year his first time around. Only had a fastball, so he needed to learn how to diversify a little bit to stay up in the major leagues. So he developed a changeup and later a knuckleball. After pitching a few years for the Senators, Bill Veeck of the Cleveland Indians tried to acquire Early Wynn in a trade before the 1948 season, but was rebuffed by owner Calvin Clark Griffith. But in November 1948, Veeck acquired pitcher Joe Haynes, Griffith's son-in-law, and then offered Joe Haynes in a trade for Wynn. Veeck also scored Mickey Vernon and gave up pitchers Ed Kleiman and first baseman Eddie Robinson with Griffith's son-in-law. Cleveland's pitching coach Mel Harder taught him a curveball and a slider, and also this is where he began to use his knuckleball as an off-speed delivery. And now with a new array of pitches, Early Wynn's really took off. Early was nicknamed Gus. He got along well with his teammates, but he was grim on the mound and not afraid to throw at hitters. So Cleveland in the early 50s had 4 20-game winners, Bob Lemon, Bob Feller, and Mike Garcia. And Early Wynn won 20 games or more in a season 4 times for the Indians. Probably should mention there were some tragedies in Early Wynn's life. When he first came to the major leagues, his first wife died in Charlotte, North Carolina in an auto accident. And they had a young child, which he had to raise with help of relatives by himself as he was starting his major league career with the Senators. I may have said this before, but about 8 months ago, I was watching a YouTube video posted by Dallas Moore. It was 1963. Early Wynn was pitching with the Cleveland Indians. He had 299 victories, and he was going for his 300th win. My dad and I were there in about the 10th row of the third base side, which was the visitors' dugout in those days in Kansas City Municipal Stadium. Early Wynn was taking his warm-up tosses, and I said to my dad, "Dad, is that a coach?" He said, "No, that's Early Wynn. He's warming up for his 300th victory." Very cool to see my dad and I sitting there watching Early Wynn warm up 57 years ago. Today, Wynn will try to stop the red-hot Detroit Tigers in Game 5 of the American League Tournament. Hello, everybody. This is Apba Brian with Game 5 of the American League King of the Hill Tournament. Detroit Tigers take on the Chicago White Sox in Comiskey Park. Don't feel like I'm quite ready to start the advanced in Strat-o-Matic yet. There's a couple of things I need to get straight in my mind before I try to roll and broadcast those. So we're going to stay with basic. Well, one thing I will change the basic though on this dealing system. Same basic stealing system, but I'm going to include the outfielder's arms on base advantages when those are challenged. All right, here's your starting lineup. For the Detroit Tigers, Eddie Yost will lead off and play third base. Al Kaline's in center field. Norm Cash will hit third at first base. Rocky Calavito's in right field. Charlie Maxwell bats fifth and left. Chico Fernandez sixth at short. Frank Bowling seventh at second. Lou Burberry is the catcher, and the pitcher is Bob Bruce, 4-7 with a 3.74 earned run average. For the Chicago White Sox, Louis Aparicio will lead off, play shortstop. He's fast. Jim Landis will play center field. He's fast. Nellie Fox at second base. Al Smith in right field. Manny Minoso in left. Roy Sievers at first base. And Gene Freese at third base. Sherm Lawler is the catcher. And the pitcher batting ninth is Early Win. He is 13-12, 3.49. Kind of anxious to get a look at the White Sox. They have a little more speed than most 1950s teams. I think we're ready to begin. Here's the pitch from Early Win to Eddie Yost. 5-6 is going to be a base hit right off the bat, and it's going to be a 3-base hit for Eddie Yost, a triple to lead off the ball game. Nobody out, and the Tigers have a runner in 90 feet away. Here is center fielder Al Kaline. White Sox will play their infield in and try to stop this early run. Here's the pitch to Kaline. 2-7 is a walk. That sets up a double play, so they'll play the infield back. First and third. Plus they're going to hold Kaline. He's an ace stealer. Here's a pitch to Norm Cash. 1-8 is going to be a base hit for Norm Cash. That's a RBI single. Yost scores. And I already had 1-0. It should be 0-0. And the scoreboard wrong. 1-0 for the Tigers. Kaline. Let's see. There's a chance to 1 through 15 is the chance to get to third. A's and B's will go to second on a throw, not C's. Safe at third base. So first and third, no outs. That brings it back to dangerous Rocky Calavito. Infield's back trying for a double play. Here is a pitch. 1-7 is the roll. That's going to be a fly ball, deep but catchable to left field. That's going to tag the runner Kaline, and he'll score. Sacrifice fly. RBI by Calavito, and it's 2-0. Charlie Maxwell not holding the runner. 3-7 is a single, 2-base advance. Cash goes to third. Still only 1 out. And they are teeing off on Early Win. Here's the pitch to Chico Fernandez. 3-2 is a pop out to the third baseman, Gene Freeze. That's 2 outs. And Frank Bowling will come to bat. The infield's still back. 2 outs. 5-4 is a strikeout. But the Tigers scored twice in the first. They lead 2-0. All right, Louis Aparicio leads off for the White Sox in the bottom of the first inning. Bob Bruce winds and pitches. 2-6 is a pop-up to Frank Bowling at second base. Run away. Center fielder Jim Landis. 6-5 is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 away. And now Nellie Fox will carry his bottle bat up to the plate. He has a thick-handled bat, chokes up quite a bit. Here's the pitch to Nellie Fox. 1-9 is going to be hit on the ground to the second baseman, Frank Bowling. Throws the first. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the top of the second inning. It is 2-0 Detroit. Catcher Lou Burberay will lead off for the Tigers. 6-4 is going to be ground ball X to the shortstop. That's Louis Aparicio. He's a 1. 18-1 is going to be a out. Brings the bat Bob Bruce, who hits off hitting card number 2. 2-10's a strikeout. Here's the walking man. Eddie Yost led off the game with a triple and scored. 6-7 is a fly ball to center field. Jim Landis is under it. He makes the catch. Go to the bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Tigers. Al Smith will lead off for the White Sox in the bottom of the second inning. Played football in high school in St. Louis, and there was one game he scored 10 touchdowns. He was also a boxing Golden Gloves champion in St. Louis. Here's the pitch to Al Smith. 1-9 is a ground ball to the shortstop. Chico Fernandez makes the play. One away. Minnie Minoso. 5-4 is going to be a fly ball center field X. That's Al Kaline. Roll is 6, and that's caught for 2 outs. Here is Roy Sievers. 6-5 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Bob Bruce has retired all 6 White Sox players. We go to the top of the third, 2-0 Detroit. Now, second time through the order for Al Kaline, or for Early Win, he'll be facing Al Kaline, Norm Cash, and Rocky Calavito. 3-8 is going to be a leadoff single for Al Kaline. White Sox will hold the runner. Here is Norm Cash. Lawler reduces 5 off of Kaline's A-grade stealing. That's a 10. Got to review whether that if the hold applies to A's and AA's. It does apply. AAA is the only steal rating that it doesn't. Hold ratings don't apply, so they're holding the runner. Here is Cash. 1-8 is going to be a base hit. Once again, Kaline will make his way to third. Here's the throw. He's easily safe. First and third. Throw coming from right field. Not in time. Rocky Calavito's the batter. No outs. Early Win in trouble again. We're going to play infield back, try to get a double play. Here's the pitch to Rocky Calavito. 4-8 is a walk. Bases are full of angry Tigers. And here is Charlie Maxwell. Russ Kimmerer is warming up in the bullpen for the White Sox. Infield still back. Here's the pitch. 3-4 is a fly ball to right field. That's going to be a sacrifice fly. Kaline will tag and score. It is 3-0 Detroit here in the third. Chico Fernandez. 6-8 is a fly ball to left field. 2 away. And now the second baseman, Frank Bowling, who struck out his first time up. 4-6 is a walk. Base is loaded again. This time with 2 outs. And the catcher, Lou Burbaret, comes to bat. Bowling's at first. Calavito's at second. Norm Cash is at third. Here's the pitch. 1-7 is going to be a line drive out to Nellie Fox at second base. Tigers score 1. We go to the bottom of the third. Detroit 3, Chicago 0. Gene Freeze will lead off for the Pale Holes. Here's the pitch. 5-8 is a fly ball to Rocky Calavito on right field. He makes the catch. And now Sherm Lawler. .110 is a ground ball to shortstop, 6-3, 2 away. Pitcher, Early Win. 2-5 is a strikeout. We go to the top of the fourth, 3-0 Detroit. Bob Bruce, the pitcher, leads off for the Tigers. 1-6 is the roll. That's going to be a strikeout. Second time he struck out. And now, top of the order, to the walking man, Eddie Yost. He has walked in each of the games so far. Not this game. 6-8 is a fly ball to left field, 2 away. Eddie Yost is 1 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. Al Kaline. Kaline's 1 for 1. He scored twice. 4-8 is going to be a walk. 2 outs. They're going to hold the runner. Norm Cash. 6-11 is a ground ball first base X. That is, Seavers is a 3. 1-3 is going to be a base hit, 2 base advance. And Storm and Norman is 3 for 3 with all singles. Here is Rocky Calavito. 2 outs. 4-8. That 4-8's been a problem for early win. It's another walk. Bases loaded. Charlie Maxwell. 6-7 is a fly ball to center field. Win escapes trouble this time. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Detroit. Top of the order, Louis Aparicio. Bob Bruce has retired all 9 that he has faced in the game so far. 3-6 is going to be a single for Louis Aparicio. It's the first base runner for the White Sox. Detroit will hold the runner. And the Detroit catcher is Burberry. He's a 4. So it goes 6-5, 4-3. So -3 off of the AA rating. 1 through 14 is his chance to steal second. But he's going to take that chance. There goes little Louie. Here's the throw, and he is safe with a stolen base. Jim Landis. 6-12 is a fly ball to Al Kaline in center. 1 away. Nellie Fox. 1-7 is going to be a walk. First and second. Al Smith. Ty Run comes to the plate. He had 12 home runs in 1960. 2-7 is a fly ball to the left field. 2 outs. It's going to be up to Manny Minoso to make it happen for the White Sox here in the 4th inning. Minoso homered his first ever at bat for the White Sox, and he had .326 his rookie year, led the league in steals and triples his first season. Here's the pitch to Minoso. 6-8 is hit, and it's going to be a double for Manny Minoso. Fox will go to third. Aparicio scores, and it is 3-1 in the 4th inning. Power hitter Royce Sievers, 28 home runs in 1960, .295 average. Here's the pitch. 4-3 is a ground ball to first base. 3 unassisted, and that's the end of the inning. Sox get on the board. We go to the top of the 5th. Detroit 3, Chicago 1. Here's Chico Fernandez, 0 for 2 in this game. 1-11 is a ground ball to Nellie Fox at second base. Goes over to Royce Sievers, and there's 1 down. Frank Bowling, the second baseman. 1-6 is a ground out to Louis Aparicio. 2 away. And now the catcher, Lou Burberry. 6-5 is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. 3 up and 3 down for the Tigers in the 5th. Go to the bottom of the 5th. They're leading Chicago 3-1. It's the bottom of the Southsiders order. Gene Freeze, Sherm Lawler, and Early Win. Bob Bruce pitches to Gene Freeze. 6-7 is a ground ball to second base X. The second baseman is Frank Bowling. He's a 2. 3-2 is a out. 4-3, 1 away. Sherm Lawler steps in the box for Chicago. 4-12 is the roll. That's going to be a fly ball to Al Kaline in center field. 2 down. And now Early Win. 4-9 is going to be 1 through 9 single. It's line off the second base. He was a .217 lifetime hitter with 17 home runs. But 3 up and 3 down for the White Sox. We go to the 6th, 3-1 Detroit. Bob Bruce, the pitcher, leads off for the Tigers. 4-7 is going to be a possible hit, 1 through 10. Line out to second base. Just caught by Nelson Fox. 1 away. Eddie Yost. Running out of chances to keep his walk streak alive. 2-8 is going to be a walk. So he realized that. Very patient. There he is at first base. They're not holding the runner. He's a C stealer. Al Kaline, the batter. Kaline is 1 for 1 with 2 walks. 4-5 is a ground ball X to Aparicio. 17. That's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. First double play in today's game. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 3-1 Detroit. White Sox have only 2 hits in this game. They need to get something started against Bob Bruce. Here is a good man to do it. That's Luis Aparicio. He singled and stole a base and scored a run in the 4th inning. 6-10 is the roll. That's catcher's card. That's Burberry's a 4. 7-4 is safe at first on an air dribbler. So an error on the catcher, Lou Burberry. Fast runner at first. They're going to hold Aparicio. Landis is going to hit and run. Here's the pitch. 8 is ground out to first base. 3 unassisted. Aparicio goes to second. 1 away. Nellie Fox. 5-7 is a base hit, and Aparicio will, let's see, it's going to be a single to center. He's going to try to score. He's a 17 base runner, I think. Kaline's arm is -4, so 1 through 13. We're going to have a play at the plate. Here's the throw. He is safe under the tag, and it's an RBI single for Nellie Fox. Detroit 3 and Chicago 2. Okay, I believe A's and B's, when throws go through, will go up an extra base, but not C's and below. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments. Al Smith comes to bat for the White Sox. 3-6 is a single for Al Smith. That's a 2-base advance, so you got Fox at third. Smith is at first and third, 1 out, and the tying run is 90 feet away for Minnie Minoso. Here's a stretch from Bob Bruce. They're playing the infield back. 4-7 is a walk. Tigers going to ring the bullpen phone. They're going to bring in Hank Aguirre, 5-3 in 1960, 2.84 earned run average. Infield will play back. Roy Severs is the batter. Here's the pitch to Severs from Aguirre. 6-8 is a fly ball to left field. That's going to be a sacrifice fly. Fox tags and scores. It is 3-3 in the 6th inning. 2 outs. Here is Gene Freeze. 4-7 is a walk. Bases loaded again. You've got Smith at third, Minoso's at second, Gene Freeze at first, and the catcher Sherm Lawler. 2 outs. 3-11 is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. 6-3, that's the final out of the inning. But Chicago scores twice, and we've got a new ball game as we go to the top of the 7th, 3-3. 3 games ago, the Tigers defeated the Red Sox 4-2. Then they beat Washington 9-4, and then eliminated Cleveland 3-2. But the Sox have rallied back from down by 3 runs to tie the score in the 7th inning. Norm Cash will lead off against Early Wynn. 210 is the roll. That's going to be a single for Stormin' Norman Cash, and he is 4 for 4 on the day. See Steeler, they're not going to hold him. Rocky Calavito. 410 is a ground ball C that's going to advance the runner 1 base. And the play is made by a second baseman. Fox, 1 away. Here is Charlie Maxwell with Norm Cash on second base. Maxwell is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Here's the pitch. 310 is a drive. It might be, it could be, it is off the top of the wall. He's going to get a triple. Puts the Tigers back on top. 4-3. Okay, that brings out manager Al Lopez, and he's going to change pitchers. Russ Kimmerer will be brought in for the White Sox. 6-5, 3.59 earned run average. There is 1 out. Sox are going to play the infield in for Chico Fernandez. 4-7 is a ground ball second base X. That's Fox. 22. That's an out, but the runs will score. And it is 5-3. Here is Frank Bowling. 5-6 is going to be a strikeout. 2-run score in the 7th. Tigers lead 5-3. Chicago will start their 7th inning with a pinch hitter. He is Ted Kluszewski. Hank Aguirre is back out on the mound for the Detroit Tigers. Here's the pitch. 6-7 is a ground ball to second base X. That's Frank Bowling. 11-2 is an out. 4-3. Turk Lowndes working in the bullpen. He will throw the 8th inning for Chicago. Here is Louis Aparicio. 3-9 is going to be a 110 double. That's a double for Aparicio. He has been a thorn in the Tigers' side. He is 2 for 3 and has scored 2 runs, stolen a base. Jim Landis. 3-5 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 down. And Nellie Fox. Fox is 1 for 2 with an RBI. 3-8 is a single 1 base. We'll call that an infield single. Al Smith. 2 outs, runners, the infield's back. 1-4 is a drive. It might be, it could be, it is out of here for a 3-run home run. Scores Aparicio, Fox, and Smith, and it is now Chicago 6, Detroit 5. Minnie Minoso. A home run coming off a tough pitcher, and Hank Aguirre, he was the AL earned run average leader in 1962. 3-8 is a ground ball to third base, 5-3. But the White Sox regained the lead with a 3-run homer in the 7th by Al Smith. We go to the top of the 8th, Chicago 6 and Detroit 5. Well, the first time in the game, the Tigers are trailing now by 1 run. Lou Burberry leads off for Detroit in the top of the 8th. The pitching for Chicago is Turk Lowndes. 2-3, 3.90 earned run average. 5-9's the roll to Burberry. That's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. Now Detroit will go to a pinch hitter, Neil Chrisley. 1-6 is a line drive to first base, caught by Roy Sievers. That's 2 outs. And back to the top of the order. Bill Fisher is warming up in the bullpen for Detroit. Eddie Yost is up at bat. He is 1 for 3 with a triple and a walk. Here's the pitch to Eddie Yost, 1-5. 1 through 14 is a single. That's an 18, so that's a line drive to Aparicio at short. 3 up and 3 down are the Tigers in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Chicago 6 and Detroit 5. Okay, now pitching for the Tigers is Bill Fisher. 8 and 8, 4.30 earned run average. He's going to face Roy Sievers. 1-11 is a ground ball to third base. Eddie Yost makes the play, 1 away. Gene Freeze. 6-7 is a fly ball to center field, 2 away. And now Sherman Lawler. Sherman Lawler's former managers referred to him as an assistant manager. He was kind of a quiet guy, but very knowledgeable, very good with pitchers, and a good defensive catcher. And he had some good offensive years as well. Here's the pitch to Sherman Lawler. 6-7 is a fly ball to center field. Yeah, we go to the top of the 9th. It is the White Sox 6 and the Tigers 5. New pitcher in for the White Sox is Jerry Staley. It's going to be up to Al Kaline, Norm Cash, and Rocky Calavito to keep the Tigers' winning streak alive, keep them on the king of the hill. Here is the pitch to Al Kaline from Jerry Staley. 5-5 is a ground ball to Nelson Fox. 1 down. Norm Cash. He is 4 for 4 on the day, all singles. He scored a run. Here's the pitch to Norm Cash. 3-10 is going to be a walk. Tying run at first. They're not going to hold the runner. Tigers have no speed on the bench. They're all E-rated Steelers. Here is Rocky Calavito. 3-7 is going to be a ground ball to third base. Fires to second, over to first. It is a 5-4-3 game-ending double play. Final score of the Chicago White Sox 6 and Detroit Tigers 5. We'll be back with a wrap-up. So the Chicago White Sox were able to break the streak of the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers scored 5 runs on 7 hits, and they committed 1 error. The White Sox scored 6 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher was Russ Kimmerer for the White Sox. Loser was Hank Aguirre. Credit Jerry Staley with a save for Chicago. The star of the game is Al Smith with a 3-run home run in the 7th inning to give the White Sox their first lead. And they were able to hold on and take the game 6-5. They will go to Baltimore to play the Baltimore Orioles, the 2nd-seeded team in the American League King of the Hill. It's Chicago on top now. Baltimore's waiting in the wings. Hope you enjoyed this game. Good night, and God bless.